Hey guys, welcome to the Conor Canney podcast with me, Conor Canney. And today I want to talk about the creative process. So the creative process is simply the process by which any project or any artistic endeavour gets, it's the process you go on when you're pursuing any kind of project, be it writing a book, making a movie, writing a song, making an EP, making an album, even making a fucking podcast right now. This is a creative process, right? In this short little podcast, I just want to talk about it and just bring it to the forefront of people's consciousness. The idea of creating something from nothing and how there are certain rules to it. Now, one of the rules is that there are basically no rules to the creative process, meaning the only real rule is that you will be creating something, it will change, you'll have some idea about where it's going, and how you get there, in the same way as I talked about finding your life's purpose, is simply, it's a journey in and of itself, okay? Because if we really think about it, people created things, have been creating things for centuries. Human beings. Many of our biggest creations were, partly due to making mistakes. That doesn't necessarily mean that they were, 100% mistake. Like it doesn't mean, we made a mistake and now look at this amazing thing we have from this one mistake. I'm sure there are many examples of that. But, the point I'm trying to get at here is you don't need to worry when you're creating something. Like I said before, we're talking about finding a life's purpose part 2. Throw yourself into it. That's what I do. You throw yourself into it. Any mistakes along the way, you're going to learn something, right? You'll create. It's like making a song. It's not going to be fucking perfect. You're not going to come out with everything 100% perfect, right? And if that was the case, why the fuck would you do it in the first place? Well, at least that's from my experience of creating, be it writing a song or doing whatever, writing a book, which I'm currently rewriting. It's like there's no fun or sense of adventure if you know exactly where it's going. Oh, I've got this is done. I like the feeling of not knowing where it's going. I'm sure comedians can relate to this, and actors, like when you're pursuing a part, you can't really, when you're writing a bit, right, or a set, a new hour, if you're a comedian, if you're a professional comedian, or you're an actor who's like about to embark on an endeavour in the form of a film or a TV series. I'm sure the process is all similar, and the enjoyment, I'd imagine, is similar to what I experience, which is you go in there. Not maybe sometimes you have a basic idea of what it is. I'm sure you do. Like obviously, if you're an actor going to a film or working on a TV series or whatever, but essentially, oftentimes as a writer or as a musician, when I'm going into the studio or I'm sitting down writing a song, I enjoy the process. That is the fun part. It's the enjoyable part. The challenge of creating something unique, creating something expressive, which expresses something to me, and of using my skill to express something out of nothing, if you know what I mean. It's, you know, a lot of people say, Keith Richards says that songs are already there in a river, and we're all fishing to try to find them. And sometimes other people get your songs. They're just songs. Now, they might be personal to you, absolutely. They might be like a true expression of who you are and your unique idiosyncrasies, right? And your unique experience, undoubtedly so. But it's almost like it's expressing itself through you. We are simply the instruments. This isn't just for the music. This is with all art forms. We are simply the instruments by which it expresses, you know. And if you just pursue what you want to do, and you work at it, and you just trust within yourself, you know, that you can create the life you want, or you can, you know, this is going to eventually be a good song, or it's going to eventually, there's an enjoyment that comes from the process. And then you look back at the process and you can talk about the process. That's why people make documentaries, because they enjoyed the process. They want to share it with the world. And, you know, this is simply just me ranting about this subject, which I've written about in my book, and I find it very fascinating as a very creative person who's into creating stuff. And I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. So, until next time, bye-bye. Be creative. We were born to create human beings. We're creative beings. Bye-bye.